I've kind of, to be honest, a lot of the people I speak to all the time just call me by first name anyway, so.
Yeah, well, you are through to Vanilla TV. This is Sal, and I am joined today by Skyride. What's up, man?
Hello. I'm good. I am very good. How are you?
I'm pretty good too. That was my worst Greg impression possible, but we do have an amazing game, an amazing series today. It is going to be a best of 3 between Epsilon and Infused. They are already out on the mid fight, and the first casualty today is Tanpa, who I actually don't know who that is, so we're just going to keep calling him that.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know either.
But it's 3 versus 3 right now, and oh no, Ryan Harkook of Infused gets taken out, and that's pretty much going to be nearly a wipe. Only man left is numlocked right now, who is tagged up as Sebastian Barton.
To be honest, I think that Epsilon, if they really are quick about this, they might actually be able to take the second point straight away without much competition here, because there's still 3 down for Infused, although 2 just spawned, so it's still essentially 3. Yeah, look at it, they're going to get in this no problem at all before. Infused just going to have to stay pinned back in this lobby, and to be honest, if they're smart, they're going to pull right back to last.
Yeah, they have to. The problem is that, yep, there you go, they're going to have to bring out JoeyC on the Pyro. JoeyC, by the way, I guess a returning player who took a year off of TF2, but we are going to get some action here right now because the Uber's coming in through the, is that the Riverside, I guess, entrance?
Riverside.
And so we get to see whether that Pyro is going to do his job. Looks like the Uber was popped really early. Where are they? Oh, they came in from underneath, and that is going to completely throw off that Pyro. He is still able to get a huge reflect there on Gear, though, killing him. So this attack from Epsilon so far not working all that well. They did take down the medic, but they've lost almost everyone. F2 is down to about 50 health right now. 60 is slowly recharging, but he's going to have to deal with a scout right beneath him. And a couple of good shots off is Tampa, and he does not finish him off. So F2 is still kind of behind enemy lines.
Yep. I think Infused should get this point. So Epsilon are definitely going to have the opportunity to take it. No, I think what's going to happen is they might get the cap here, but they're almost going to instantly lose it. Or why they should do that was a sick play from numlocked there, just coming in, getting a sticky. Just did not see that coming at all. So Infused really sort of railing this in here.
They are, and one great thing about this, we may have seen on the stream F2 getting trapped up there and taken out eventually, but I mean, he wasn't healing anybody for a good like 20 seconds while he was just trying to hide from Infused. At that point, I mean, he was wasting so much time, he could have just like killed himself, and that would have been just as useful. We do have a pause though.
Yeah, that's interesting. Going back to what you were saying about Fishu coming back, or JoeyC's in this game. JoeyC, or Fishu essentially, we'll call him Fishu for the moment. He was basically the superstar scout for Fako Brigade back in, I think it was season 7, where they did extremely well. Season 7 and 8. Big plays at I-40 as well. The I-40 LAN event. And as I say, he just took a year out to sort of study for university. Get his time in. You don't want to. As much as we love F2, sort of real life exams, it's still more important. So now he's come back because he's just about done with his exams and he's wanting to get back into the game because he's got spare time. So immediately got picked up by Infused with Greg leaving them. So
yeah, I do know there have been some roster changes, and so I wonder what Greg is up to now, because I heard he was maybe trying to go to Crack Clan at one point, but do you know where he is?
I think he's potentially starting a new team with Kaidos. Not a new tech lineup, but a new team there. So, no, sorry, I'm getting confused with someone else. It's Deserto. Greg has almost certainly officially joined Deserto as the new scout. I'm not 100% sure who he's replaced though.
I need to keep up with that guy more often, but it has just been hella busy this season for me. Doing lots and lots of work, and the crazy thing is, so last year I was actually able to do a whole bunch of casts with Vanilla TV when I was pretty much first starting out the shoutcasting thing, and I was able to do that because I didn't actually have to go into the office. My boss was in California, and he had no idea where I was during the day because I live in Texas. So that was pretty great. And now I have a boss who's actually now I have a boss who's in Houston, and all of a sudden he's like, hey, you should probably be in the office. And I'm like, God damn it. So I can't do
turn up to work, do things that I pay you to do.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I did all the stuff. It was just that I wouldn't do it on their time. So now I actually have to do it on their time and like sit in an office. I never have enough to do to keep me busy the whole day, man. It's always like, well, what's on Reddit today?
Just browsing RTF2 all day. Reddit's the best site for just being bored at work. It's brilliant. I actually work in a computer repair shop, so it's quite funny. We we have on its slow days. It's just Reddit on the workshop PC. So
Do they always work perfectly, or do you like sometimes try to pull it up on a PC with a shitty graphics card?
no, man, we've had some strange issues. We actually did a PC in a few days ago with a broken CPU. Like literally, it's not even an old computer. It was just the most odd thing ever. It took us about 2 weeks because we had to get, identical parts and everything to test it. So, no, we've had some odd things.
Sounds pretty wacky, man. It's probably a lot more fun than my job. I do accounting.
It's difficult though, man, because stuff needs to get done. I know you'd imagine it's just, you just get to sit in front of a computer all day, but no, you're essentially using 4 or 5 PCs at the same time, trying to remember. Say you're getting rid of viruses. It's, oh my god, you forget what you're doing on one PC and you do it on another, and sort of things get mixed up, and it's not good. So,
well, you know what? Maybe I should come in and help you guys with your workflow and processing, because I could totally do that, man. Getting an MBA right now.
Absolute, man. Get in here. Get in here to do that. It'd be amazing.
You just have to pay me, a couple $100s an hour as a consultant. That's all.
I don't know. Sounds like a bargain to me. I think I'll go with that. Just speak to my boss about that. But no, I mean, coming back to the lineups, it's interesting. So we've seen Infused have had, quite a bit of shuffling about recently with the loss of Greg. Against Samsey, I can't remember. Do you know who it was that left Epsilon that Samsey replaced? By any chance?
Sam, hang on. Sam, Stefan Walters. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know, but I do know that on Twitter, I actually got a tweet from Christopher Simp, who told me that Ryan is Dunc, by the way. Sebastian, numlocked, I think we knew that. Michael is Mike, so Mike's still on the team. And Tonpa may be Cookye.
That would make a lot of sense because, it sounds like one of those strange Finnish words with dots at the top of it, so.
Oh, Finnish.
Oh, now I'm looking bad now because Krasp's correcting me in Source TV. He's saying that I'm reading it as Samsey, thinking it was their German scout SMZI, but in fact it is actually just Randa, whose real name is Sam. So he's just put Samsey to try and confuse us.
Oh, that's so annoying. Well, anyway, they did unpause briefly there, which means that they were trying to get somebody back into the game. And so they are probably going to unpause again as soon as he loads in and is ready to go. So we are going to see very shortly the game continue. These rockets are going to explode next to the demo man. It's going to be a medic stuck down on the ground. That'll be a fun little thing to call.
It's just the tension, isn't it? I mean, sometimes you realize that most shots that people fire in 6v6 miss. They only maybe do 10 damage if it's a splash rocket or something. I mean, you're looking at this here, there's a rocket that knocks as a way to fire, and if you sort of go to KnOxX's POV, you almost think like, what are you shooting at, But then you realise when you sort of come around it's going to Tonpa, just in the top there, and it's going at the demo. So equally, when that one hits, that could do, wow, just on that quick on pause, that's going to hit numlocked as soon as it starts flying. You see this as well. We've got to keep an eye on this rocket.
Yep, I'm on it, and there it goes. Oh, he actually
there it goes.
did not hit him.
No, I think it did a bit, probably, small amount of damage on the splash, but nothing major.
But looks like so far Epsilon actually getting the better of this exchange with Infused losing their medic very quickly. They've only got a scout soldier left with low health and a demo. Demo still could come in. That's numlocked, and he does take down F2. That's going to be a big pick. Problem is they've got Michael Anthony Adams, Mike, back on second. He's going to try and defend second as best he can, but it's not going to be very easy.
No. Looks like an Epsilon are going to get the second point by the looks of it. They've only got the one Mike just there to defend it. They've got the soldier underneath. This soldier could potentially jump up at Mike if he wants to get aggressive, but no. Mike's just going to fall back smart as he does. It's better to try and defend last rather than make a risky play and try and delay second. Because, realistically, Epsilon are going to get that point. Delaying it by 5-10 seconds isn't really going to achieve anything. They will get it, so. And
yeah, they will.
Yeah, we're looking like the equals. The Ubers are pretty much equal right now. It's 70-67 right now, as this time I'm saying it.
Yeah, and that is all numlock's doing. If he had not managed to sneak in there, sacrifice his life, and kill F2, then they would have had to defend last with no Uber at all. And it looks like they did lose who is that? One of their maybe soldiers there.
One quick, Epsilon are jumping in here. They've got the Uber advantage. But they didn't quite get to make use of it. When they went in there, and dunc was still only 85% Uber. Admittedly, that's only 2 or 3 seconds, but that could have been 2 or 3 seconds to kill dunc. Could have been 2 or 3 seconds to get this heavy, but no. So both teams have got Uber now. When they come in, as it stands at the minute, Infused are just going to have to sit and defend. Epsilon can sort of harass, but essentially it's Epsilon's game at this point. They get to decide when they want to attack, when it's convenient for them.
Yeah, and they're bringing KnOxXx in on the spy, so I think they're going to wait for a little while as KnOxXx is now cloaked up, trying to get behind. Oh, he just barely manages to dodge a jumping demo man who could have knocked into him, but he spots a medic. Oh, he's going to get this stab. There he goes, takes down.
The medic. There's the heavy damage. Do you know what? If Epsilon play this right, that should definitely be the strength for them. Yep, they're coming in with the Uber. They've got the scout there. The soldiers having to back right into spawn, and that's it. Epsilon have got this. It's now 1-0 to Epsilon here.
That was a very textbook little push there. Bring the spy in, get the pick, and everything from there. I mean, they didn't lose a single player. It was like, okay, we're going to walk in with an Uber and destroy everyone on that last point. So Infused, going to come away with 0-1 so far. They need to put something together and tie this game up.
Yeah, it was just a really smart play. That's really what they want to do. They want to think, we're both equal on players. We're equal on Uber. So let's try and take our advantage here, make an advantage for ourselves, so that we walk in around to just try out DM. We'll try and win this. But anyway, we've got the mid fight here. There's 2 down for both teams now at the minute. Looks like it's still quite even. 3 down.
Dunc did die, but you'll notice F2 actually still alive with low health. He was getting a lot of pressure put on him by numlocked, who was chasing him through the choke point. F2 had pulled out the needles and was doing some desperate dodging there. If he had just taken a tiny bit of splash damage, he would have died, but he managed to fend off a demo man with only needles and like 30 health.
Yeah, I mean, they're lucky that they got F2 low there, because essentially if F2 had the opportunity to stay in, they would have absolutely certainly lost that fight and not got the point like they're going to get now. I think Infused do need to get some presence here. No, they've got the presence. It was missing. Yeah.
They do, and look at that F2 actually with 100% Uber right now, so yeah, he did have the advantage and held onto it. But can they really push with that? Looks like they may want to. Problem is, I think everybody from Infused is going to play the standard, and they're going to be sitting, way back in their choke. They've got their medic really far back right now because they don't want to lose an Uber. They've got a sticky trap on the point. Didn't manage to kill anybody with that one, but it looks like he did get wltrs with something. And now the Ubers are down for both teams. Is it... No, it is not too late to defend this point right now, so Infused actually holds onto it pretty effectively, and KnOxXx is going to try and keep anybody from walking through the choke, but somebody jumps right over all those rockets. That is Mike getting taken out.
That's Mike, he's just getting a bit too brave there. Just far too brave. He was just, it's just a big concave. He's walking into 3 people who can shoot at him versus him being one person that can shoot, so...
Well, look what he managed to do, though. I mean, he did die, but he also managed to deal a lot of damage to those players in that choke point by jumping in and getting a couple rockets off. And so Epsilon having to back away because they were focused so much on killing Mike that they weren't able to stop everyone from Infused from pushing through the choke and the flank at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, again, I think Infused has still got 2 down though, so they're really gonna have to wait to push this. F2 has Uber, dunc essentially has Uber now. But you can see they're getting this very sort of defensive, interesting setup. It's almost like Highlander here, and they've got, Epsilon's running a sniper, a heavy, and a pyro.
Prolander.
So they're down to 1 soldier and 0 scouts. The problem with running 0 scouts on Gullywash when you're defending last is it's like great. It's going to be really difficult for you to ever lose last. But the point is that when you do defend, it's going to be really difficult for you to quickly get out there and get Infused, because one of the scouts has to go back, and change back to scout. But anyway, both teams have come in. Infused have came in, they've used up their Uber, but now Epsilon have pushed them right back out. There's 2 down for Infused, 3 down for Infused. Now Epsilon should just immediately go and capture this immediately. Yeah. They should be able to get sick.
And look what they did. Yeah. They immediately swapped wltrs out to Scout, and now Stefan swapping out to Scout as well means that they are very quickly back out here and capturing that second point.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of... I mean, it was lucky for them it worked out that time, but certainly when you run 2 scouts like that, what you do put yourself in danger is when you lose the fight, when you win the fight a little bit closer than that, where you maybe, rather than, killing 3 of them quite cleanly with an Uber, if you maybe just... if you maybe get 3 down and lose 2 yourself, having those scouts there, 3 or 4 seconds quicker can really be the difference between getting them and not getting the point, so...
That is very true. And in fact, I think it was Infused's mistake that has allowed them to lose that second point. Because they really should have backed out as soon as their Uber was over and they realized they hadn't gotten like any kills at all. But they kept sending in like a couple more players and they lost 2 after the Uber was done, which just was not a great use of their tactical resources. And we do have the Ubers coming in now with... It looks like Epsilon might get the better of this, but not too much, as everything's going to kind of reset through this choke point.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really came of that fight there. You know, both teams used the Uber. They're both going to build.
Look at Epsilon's calling, though. They have rotated straight around into the big door, and it looks like they might want to get a little bit aggressive there. Now deciding against it, they're going to rotate right back around. Once they make a decision, they do not shy away from that. But I think Infused realized they had actually done it, and oh no, Dunc does get taken down by Sam and wltrs, who took some high ground, and it was just impossible to stop them. Now Epsilon losing a lot of players too, but can JoeyC Fishu take down 3 players by himself? He gets 1, but not enough.
Yeah, I mean that was quite a wipe there really. There's 2 up for it's 2 scouts, so they're absolutely going to get this point. I know as good a medic as Dunc is, I don't think he's going to be able to take on 2 scouts. So they're absolutely going to get this. Depends how we're Infused going to get out here to defend this second. So we have, I think we've got no, we've got Infused coming out straight up. So getting team names mixed up. Infused are coming out immediately to take this middle. I don't think they're going to get it though. Epsilon are getting right on this point. We've got both soldiers on it.
Oh, Tonpa slash Cookye did get on the medic. Couldn't quite finish off F2, but he at least killed, I'm sorry, not F2, yeah, F2. He at least killed Sam. And now Gear getting taken out. This is looking pretty good for Infused.
Yeah, it really is, man. I think there is 2 down. Yeah, they have 3 down for Epsilon at the minute. They should be able to just cleanly take this. We've still got the scout up top. The scout's gone back. So yeah, I mean, both teams have Uber at this point, so I don't think they're going to want to go in here. No, they're going to go in for it. I don't know if that was really the best idea though.
Yeah. So numlocked down
here
means...
is, yeah, wow, that was really well played. I did not expect that to go nearly as well as that for Epsilon.
Yeah,
They've
Epsilon
really just got,
looking really good
wow.
right now.
Wow,
when that Uber
I'm
was
impressed.
popped, well, so yeah, when the Uber was popped, it looked as if numlocked got his ass handed to him because his medic was not able to flash both of them quickly enough, and Epsilon realized that. It was F2 and I think Gear taking the Uber, and it was just the 2 of them there against 3 players. So I mean, if you can force an enemy to flash the Uber a lot, then he's going to waste Uber faster. If he doesn't flash a lot, then you just get to kill a demo man, which is pretty great. So that once that demo man was down, that turned into a very good push for Epsilon.
Yeah, I mean it did sort of initially look like it was at F2. And the soldier going in with the Uber, and it was almost like, what are you doing here? But, you know, Epsilon being the very sort of purposeful team they are, they all just jumped in. But anyway, look, they're going to do exactly the same again. They're just going to get right with the Uber. Dunc's not even close to having Uber right now. Dunc is going to go down, and Epsilon are absolutely going to take this point. There's no way they can take this. So yeah, and as I say, that's now 2-0 for Epsilon here. It's
and
not
that
looking
was
great for Infused.
That was definitely... That was probably the round I don't even know how to say this, the most deserved round win I have ever seen. Because Epsilon showed every stage of Gullywash, they knew exactly how to play it. All the way from their own last point into the enemy's last point, they were pretty much perfect.
Yeah, and that's Epsilon all over really. You get that when you play with a team together, you know, for over a year really, so... They all know how each other play. But saying that, we've already got F2 and wltrs down, now KnOxXx down. Epsilon are going to have to back out here. We're just going to have to give this point to Infused. But no, there's only 1 out up. To be honest, we've got the scout straight... Oh no, because JoeyC's taken... JoeyC's been taken down. He's going to go straight for Barons here, but...
Yeah, at that point Stefan was kind of in a bad position. He was caught in that little elbow room there next to the midpoint, and he couldn't get out without being seen anyway, so it was very unlikely he was going to get away. He pretty much just had to wait for somebody to walk through and check for him, and he got 1 kill off of it, which is kind of cute. But now, once again, Epsilon using that pro-lander defensive strategy. This time around is a big Uber advantage for Infused, so I would be surprised if Infused don't take this. Got 1 kill.
Yeah, I mean, you look at, I'm saying that Epsilon are a massive Uber advantage now. If F2 can stay alive, F2 staying alive on 3 HP, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. There's just too much blue in here. Yeah, and we'll see this Epsilon are going to get this. Sorry, Infused are going to get this point. So
there
it's now 2-1, 2-1 to Epsilon. Infused starting to take it back now.
They might but they're going to have to do a little bit better than right now. It's either they have to depend on winning every single mid-fight ridiculously, or else they're going to have to adjust their playstyle, because the only round they've won so far has been that devastating win on mid-fight. So Epsilon, we'll see if they play a little more passive this time around.
Yeah, we can see. I noticed numlock's playing unusually passive. He's someone who's... Wow, there's 2 down for Infused already. They're getting pushed out here. Yeah, they're really getting pushed out. Epsilon have just got so much more presence on that point. So unless Infused can make a really huge play here, I think that they're just going to have to back out. Yeah, backing out. They numlock going down as well. They should be able to hold this point though, I think. No. Unfortunately not.
No, not at all. And oh no, they're actually going to try and hold this with an Uber. This is a weird decision here from Infused. It's going to take F2 or Epsilon in total a little bit by surprise. And actually the Uber is just now finishing up for Infused. There's still a soldier and a scout up here blocking the point capture temporarily. Can they hold on for long enough though?
Go down here as well. Oh, F2's went down.
Not too bad, but...
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, they traded medics. F2's going to spawn 8 seconds quicker than dunc, but... You know, I think that'll maybe give them 25% Uber advantage, but... I don't know, they traded medics, which I think gives them a lot of time to really sort of set up a defense for this last point. So everyone's up now. Again, KnOxXx is running his spy. He's looking to get that same pick that he got last round, I think, at the first round that he won.
No, they spotted him. Spotted him and killed him. Yeah, and I was kind of surprised that we didn't see Epsilon just push and roll straight into last, because the respawn waves there for Infused were looking really, really desperate. They only had like 1 or 2 people alive at a time for a good 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I think Epsilon must have realised that because they got people down in such quick succession, because you saw that it was just bang, 4 people spawned.
Shit.
Whoa!
Wow, did you see that? That was Mike was actually spawn camping, doing kind of a crazy roamer strat. He was just going to go and try and take out somebody from spawn. That was... Who got that kill? Who was that? It was a Gear, maybe? Nice little kill here by wltrs too, so they're going to push him pretty soon. But it was that was such a beautiful play there, where it was Mike chasing after Gear after he jumped away from him. And as he was in mid-air, both of them in mid-air, actually, I think it was Gear who got the beautiful air shot on KnOxXx and just ruined his day. Looks like F2 is backing away with his team now, though, as it's only 3 alive. A scout and a sniper, not going to have an easy time defending against a demo man and keeping their medic alive, so they are gone.
Yeah, I mean, we do have wltrs going here. Is this? I presume, I'm going to hope this is the wltrs, I think it is. But yeah, wltrs is just such a legendary sniper. So they're just going to be scared here. They're just looking to not get headshot, essentially.
Yeah, it's not a fun position to be in, and once again, look at this, Epsilon playing it textbook. They've got a bunch of picks, they are pushing in now. They didn't really take a lot of risks that round, which, like I said, they could have, if you recall. They had an opportunity to push last when there were only 2 people alive for like almost half a minute, and they just went ahead and played it slow, but it has worked for them, because Epsilon knows that if they play a nice textbook game, they can beat Infused.
Yep. I mean, that was exactly what happened at I-43, so we could just be seeing a repeat of that again here.
And Gear gets the first kill for this fight. He's getting backed into a corner, though, against a bunch of rockets, so this is looking to be a decent one for either team. It's just that Infused starting to lose more and more players now. They can't quite get the kills on Epsilon, even though a couple players hurt.
Yeah, that's 4 down for Infused now. Infused are really going to have to back out if at all possible. I'm not sure where's numlocked. numlocked is having to go right back. No, he's down though. That's 6 down. They should be able to roll straight into last here. Not necessarily no contention, but they should definitely get. Yeah, look, they're going in with Uber now. This just isn't even close. This is definitely, they've got there's 1 scout, nobody up. 4-1 standard.
Epsilon dominating, that is what's happening right now, and I mean it's kind of a common story I think over in the European scene. Epsilon haven't been together for such a long time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean the thing is it's unusual really. I mean Infused is essentially the best of British, or it was for a very long time. So it's interesting to see them lose to this international team that Epsilon is. Anyway, we've got wltrs down. We've got 1 down the side. Both scouts. Oh, F2's went down. Infused have got less players though. They might be able to get this point. They can abuse that. No, they're not going to get it.
No, but numlocked is going huge right now. He's taking down Sam and Gear, and if his medic comes back and says hello, I think they get this. Oh, yep. Numlocked just said, yeah, we're gonna trade here. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean that's essentially that's numlocked really. Give him the room to be aggressive, and when he knows he can go for it, he will do so much damage.
Well, I'm always impressed by these guys playing. It looks like Infused do manage to push back their opponents for now. Whether they can get the middle point or not, I think they can. They've got decent positioning. It looks like Epsilon doesn't really want to try and push into this. So we are going to have Epsilon stand back for a little bit, but they are trying to hold a little bit forward here, trying to delay the capture of second so that they can get their Uber.
Yep. I think it looks like the both teams have Ubered that. Oh no, sorry, no, it's just Infused. Epsilon are still 20% off the super. I'm not sure has F2 got anyone to heal to try and get it up here, because they might be able to, no, they won't be able to push back in here.
No, they can't, but their strategy there is really just to make sure they had an Uber for last. Problem is, they only have 3 players alive. They're going to get a couple respawns in 0 seconds here, but they've just lost wltrs. The Uber is popped, so yeah, at this point, Infused needs to back away. They can have dunc just heal people up. Uh-oh, they've lost 2 players, though. They don't want to lose a second point. So if he can build this Uber, not die. Oh, dunc, 13 health left. So close right now. One more shotgun shot could have killed him. He went down to 3 HP, but he is fine.
Dunc doing that standard stand still to dodge tactic. You notice that when a lot of pro players, you expect someone to move a certain way, so if you simply stand still, it's almost avoiding them, which is funny because that's exactly what Dunc did. Expecting them to move side to side in a dodging pattern, but no, just run a straight line. They won't expect it.
Yeah, well, the Uber wins in once again, and they just can't get the kills on Epsilon here on last. F2 hitting the cabinet, so he's back up to full health, and he will have an Uber again before Infused manages to get one up. So they're going to need to try something different here, because just pushing him with these cookie cutter classes, you know, the 2 demos, I'm sorry, the 2 soldiers, 1 demo, 2 scouts, not working too well.
Yeah. It looks like wltrs is going wltrs is now going spy to try and get this counter push pick. See what they can make of this. I don't know though. The thing is, Infused have moved quite far back now. You know, look at them. Their medic's right behind the second point. He's almost.
And Epsilon died somehow. Not sure what happened there, but that is going to be Epsilon down. So a huge Uber advantage for Infused. They just need to not lose the second point.
Yeah, I don't see any danger of that now. They have, you know what I mean, they're equal on players. They have the Uber. The only thing happening is wltrs could possibly go huge as spy.
I think they're going to go in here. They're getting overhealed. They are ready to push in right now. wltrs is a little bit too far back. He might be able to get a scout pick, but that is it. So he does take down JoeyC, gets killed himself, and now the Uber is going to be coming in. We've got Stefan Behrens on the Pyro trying to blast us away, but that is not going to last very long at all. Oh, actually, some surprising air blasting going on, and with so many...
keeping him off his point. Whoa, Infused should be able to get this.
There they go.
Yep, there we go.
So that was actually a bit of a mistake, I think, by Epsilon to run spy, or at least the route he took didn't work very well for him. And so now we got 2 to 4. It's back, and that last round made them look a little better.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing there is the mistake for the spy there was to settle for getting the scout rather than going for the medic, because they were going to lose that point on equal terms due to having Uber disadvantage by such an amount. That's really what they needed. But anyway.
Yeah, the mid-fight is just about over here, and Epsilon's still alive. I'm seeing Flisko going through this drop-down right now, but he doesn't get a flank on anybody. Actually, Epsilon just wiped out. That was JoeyC finishing off Stefan Behrens. And so a nice little wipe out there for Infused. They do not have a giant Uber advantage, but they will be able to get that second point.
Yep, I mean they're already sitting on it. I mean they had a scout at second point and a soldier almost there as well before his mid was even capped. So that's
and Flisko's already in the base. Flisko was of course looking for maybe a forward hold or somebody to get a kill on, but Epsilon backed up. They're going to do their pro lander strat again, and I think wltrs may even come back up on sniper.
Yeah, I think it would definitely not be a good idea for him to go spy at this point, because it's being used so much of this game. Everybody's aware of it. So no, he's actually just going to stick with scout. So hopefully, as I said earlier, they can get that sort of quick, fast push back out if they defend this. Well,
they lose their Pyro right away. Haven't gotten any kills yet, although the medic for Infused. Not looking too great, and he does go down. There's a couple good kills here, though. Epsilon losing a lot of players, and there's only one left. It's just wltrs. He's down. That was a cute little push there by Infused. Did they even use an Uber?
I don't think they did, actually. Neither team had Uber for that. So that was...
surprisingly effective. And so it's now 3-4 with Infused. Infused seems to like doing surprising stuff. Epsilon, very textbook. Infused, very much like a surprising, you know, let's think about a new tactic on the fly type of team. And, you know, the longer they play, actually, I think the more Infused can actually adapt to Epsilon's playstyle. Right now, this mid-fight, though, not going well for Infused so far. Either team, though, have lost a bunch of players. There is the blue medic down. Epsilon still has F2 alive. So if they can keep him safe, they're golden. No, they can't, though. Numlocked is just everywhere.
Yeah, we can see this. It's both Demo Scout versus Demo Scout. This could go... Really, this could go either way. I think that possibly numlocked is the better 1v1 Demo here.
Yeah,
yes, he is. And he's
Numlocked
taking both of them down.
Yeah, he did. He had a great position there against Sam from Epsilon, and he made full use of it. He was just like, nope, I'm going to box this guy out. I'm not going to let him get to a health kit. Not going to let him escape. And at that point, what could Sam do? You know, he could try and deal some damage, but he was basically stuck.
Yeah, he was shooting up at someone who's shooting down at him. That's not something you're going to win very often.
No, and numlocked using some high ground. He does get taken down by Sam, who finally gets some revenge there, as does F2 actually, so he was dominating both of them. Epsilon, I think they'll have this hold. They've taken down JoeyC now as well, but they're starting to lose players once again. Maybe they're just getting a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Epsilon are doing. They're almost getting a bit complacent. It seems to be like they were getting a bit sort of, ha ha ha, we've won.
Yeah, they did force the Uber, which may have been their goal there, but they lost so many players to do it. They just got 2 respawns, but it's still 6v4 with gear not spawning for another 8 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, essentially they can't push out because at the end of the day,
Infused they just popped an Uber. What are they doing? Epsilon, you guys are going crazy right now. And they do take down Flisko and numlocked, so actually they're not going to be able to get the medic, and they absolutely have to cap that second point now. If they can't do it, which they should be able to, but if they can't, then they have lost this round. But if they can, they are getting closer and closer to victory.
I mean, they've taken down 3 people, so, you know, hopefully those... I mean, essentially the only thing they can do now is hope that Infused will wait long enough to push that that F2 can get that Uber up. Dunk's seconds from this Uber. He essentially has it now. So Infused have 6 players. They can push when they want to push, and they should win the fight. F2 still 25% off the super. Looks like Infused are coming in through the gap through Clifford. Clifford
the big red door.
Clifford, the big red door.
And we do have F2 actually getting his Uber, so he played a nice conservative little play there, and that's going to mean that they will be able to at least defend last, if not the second point. Cookye down right now, as is Fishu, JoeyC. And there goes the blue medic as well. Dunc is gone.
Yep, it looks like it depends. Where's F2 here? Is F2 in this fight? Or is he back a bit? No, he's right in this fight.
Yeah.
He's on 50 HP. Not the healthiest, but he's going to get this health pack here, or he should do. Yeah, look at that. It's the mark of a good team. I say it's the mark of a good team. That's what any good 6v6 team should do. But just a tip to you public players out there, when you see a low medic who's healing you, let him have the health pack. He's going to benefit from it more than you will.
And it does look as if Epsilon are probably now going to win this game. It is 4-3, so if Infused can put together a solid push, it should be okay. Looks like Cookye wanted to go sniper, but he is changing back out to scout now. Maybe realized that wasn't going to be a great idea. And Infused, I mean, they're going to have an Uber disadvantage, so they need to make something happen, and they need to do it fast.
Yep. Depends. I mean, it's essentially it's up to them where they want to push this. Both teams essentially have Uber. Dunk's Dunk's gonna have Uber. He's not gonna be harassed with the next 5%. So, I mean, I think no, they're going right for this. They're just immediately going straight away. Both teams now Uber. Looks like Epsilon are coming through. They've not got much backup though. I think both the soldier and this medic are going to go down straight away. Yeah, look at that. F2 goes down.
They've got to keep numlocked alive. He's so low health right now, but if they can keep him alive, no, they can't. He was doing some pretty good spam through that doorway, but KnOxXx goes down. It's just that Infused has almost lost everyone. There's just Mike left, and Dunc is going to get taken out. by our scout here. That was a Stiffen Barons. And so now Epsilon,
Yep.
I mean, they've just sealed the deal, man. They have won Gullywash, so we're probably going to go on to that next map.
Nah. Yep, we'll just see how this goes. Should be. I mean, let's not put them down here. Epsilon, sorry, Infused now have 4 up. You don't have the medic though. F2's not anywhere near having an Uber.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's already 4-3 with only a minute left in the game. There is no way Infused can push all 4 points. So that is why Epsilon is calling GG right now. They know that the game is effectively over.
Yeah. I mean, essentially, we could say I think Infused might go for the glory cap. No. They're just gonna let Epsilon have this. So that's see if we could push back the mid. That's interesting. That's 5-3. Do you know what? I'm honestly surprised because historically, Infused have always been their best map has always been Gullywash. You know, back in the earlier I-Series events when they really started to make a name for themselves, with a very different lineup from what they had now. Actually, it was an all UK team.
Yeah, these days it does look like they have they've done a lot of trading. So player trading, a very common thing up these even at the top levels. But I mean, Epsilon hasn't made too many changes, have they, over the years? With the seasons.
They have not. I think the current team now. I mean, I think it was I-45. Sorry, not I-45. I-42 last year. I think that Sam joined them. Gear has been with them for quite a while. F2's been Epsilon longer than something that's a very long time.
Longer than humans have been walking?
I don't know, man. It's a long. That's I don't know about that long, but no, he was in the IDK team. As this is going a bit back of Team Fortress 2 ancient history here. He's been with them since it was the original I Don't Know team that originally got picked up by Epsilon. That would have been wow. That was before I-40, so that would have been more than 2 years ago now.
Alright, well, we are on to the next map, ladies and gents. So do stay tuned with us. This is, of course, Salamancer, and I'm joined by Skyride today for the VTV OpenMic. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you so far.